We have heard a lot about the Africa Continental Free Trade Area. But why is it that only 44 of the countries have ratified? What are the others doing?
Over 300 delegates, among them ministers, senior government officials, industry leaders, investors, financial institutions from the East African community members have converged at Speak Resort Munyonyo for a two-day East African Business and Investment Summit 2023.
That we will be able to rationalize the tax structures across the various countries.
The summit is intended to explore all possible strategies in positioning East Africa for trade and investment. Key on the agenda of the summit included reviewing of successes, challenges, and opportunities in trade and investments within the East African community and the African Free Trade Area. The summit is also expected to provide a common agenda on how to increase prosperity, harness from the natural resources, embrace technology, and support entrepreneurship.
The shortage of foreign currencies is still a very big problem. Therefore, the affirmative action of the government will help to boost the intra-continent trade.
With intra-African trade comprising less than 20% of the continent's total trade volume, there remains much to be achieved.
According to the Vice Chairperson, East African Business Council, Dennis Carrera, many agreements have been signed to aid smooth regional growth and policy harmonization, but have since remained pending due to lack of commitment. Even with the agreements and treaties, trading within the East African community is still faced with the challenges like non-tax and policy harmonization, non-tax barriers, and heavy loan burdens.
At the border in Katuna, I counted over 70 containers. None had a destination beyond Congo. And so I am wondering, what are we doing with this ACFTA opportunity?
In the recommendations made from some member states, there is a need to have a common currency, uniform tax values adopted, and harmonization of policies.
Perhaps it's about time to integrate by litigation to ensure that our leaders are held accountable for the protocols that they ratified.
During the summit, Uganda's Minister for East African Affairs, Right Honorable Alitwala Kadaga, blamed some of the East African countries for disrupting smooth integration, suppressing and abusing binding trade agreements and treaties.
South Sudan, I have an issue with you because for the last almost 5 months, they have impounded our maize. 5 months. First in the forest, then it was brought to the border, in a customs warehouse.
Citing the recent trade conflict between Uganda and South Sudan, Kadaga noted that some laws should be reviewed and some countries held accountable for their actions in suppressing smooth integration. She, however, called for peaceful mechanisms of addressing challenges among member countries.
Can you imagine the impunity? The Sudanese locking a store on Uganda's side and going out with the keys. And this is integration. And I don't know why they have not completed their integration into the customs union. That is still outstanding on the side of South Sudan.
The East African Business and Investment Summit 2023 has been held under the theme Private Sector-Driven Regional Integration for Increased Intra-African Trade, Investment and Economic Growth. Suzan Nawonga and Kenneth Turner reporting for EBC TV.